An international group named after Satan will soon open its first abortion business in the United States. The Satanic Temple, which claims to not believe in a literal Satan, will provide telehealth screenings and prescribe abortion pills for patients in New Mexico. The name of the soon-to-be facility, the Samuel Alito's Mom's Satanic Abortion Clinic. And joining us tonight to discuss is Father Steve Grunow, CEO of Word on Fire Ministries. Father, great to have you on again. I tell you, you really cannot make this stuff up. This group pledges to provide, quote, religious medication abortion care. What's your reaction to this?
It's the reaction that they want, which is one of outrage. What they're saying is outrageous. And note how they identify themselves as not believing in a literal Satan. But when you associate yourself with Satan at all, Satan is the father of lies. So how are we supposed to believe that that's even true? So that's one insight that I have about that. The other thing is that don't just listen to what people say, watch what they do. And they're engaging in essentially satanic activity. They're in rebellion against life itself by promoting the destruction of the innocent unborn. So that in itself shows an identification with Satan, which is, quite frankly, literal.
Yeah, I mean, all of it is so disturbing. And then, of course, there's the name of this clinic in mockery of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito's mother. And Samuel Alito is Catholic. The Satanic Temple co-founder explains, saying, in 1950, Samuel Alito's mother did not have options. And look what happened. Father Grunow, your thoughts?
Again, that type of accusatory, belligerent characterization of a person is dehumanizing. And again, listen to what they say and watch what they do. In engaging in that type of activity, they're behaving like the devil himself.
And Father, something else I want to talk about. In New York City, they just unveiled a horn statue of former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg in honor of her fight for abortion rights. Many critics, are calling it a satanic golden Medusa. You know, at some point, you would think abortion advocates would want to distance themselves from ideas like evil and Satanism, but this really does not seem to be the case. Why do you think this is?
Well, first, I think that this statue itself is an example of postmodern art, which is essentially deconstructionist. So what it wants to do intentionally, like these people associated with the Satanic Temple, is to shock and provoke so they can get our attention. And that getting of attention is an attempt to destabilize the culture. You can't escape the kind of demonic impetus of this type of deconstructive art. But look at it further. What we have is a horned figure with tendril-like arms sitting atop one of our courthouse buildings. This is not just an image or an evocation of Ruth Bader Ginsburg or of American jurisprudence or of the law. This is an evocation of an Assyrian demonic goddess, Lamatsu or Lilith. And then when you look into that, those types of demons assailed women and destroyed children.
We don't have a whole lot of time left, Father, but I really want to talk about this. You know, what's going on with our Catholic churches. A recent report from Catholic Vote reveals that nearly 300 attacks against churches happened since 2020. And we're talking about arson, we're talking about graffiti, satanic graffiti, broken statues. Father, why do you think this is happening?
When the church is continually positioned in media and in popular culture as an aggressor, an oppressor, and malevolent, this is the response that the culture gives back to it, the destruction of our houses of worship. So there's a kind of, hostile intentionality in this positioning of the church as being a negative force in the culture, and you're seeing the results of that.
Oh, Father Grunow, before I let you go, these are pretty dark times, as you know, that we're living in right now. But what can we as Catholics do to counter this?
Understand that Christ is the Lord of history, and he has the final word. So there's all these things that assail the church and have for centuries. And the evil one has assailed the church, and he has done that since its beginning. So we should not lose heart. We should have fortitude, and we should have faith. And we should venture into the culture, because all these are signs of the church's. Christians, and particularly Catholics, need to prepare themselves for that mission.
Now, Father Steve, thank you so much for coming on and speaking to us. We always appreciate it. God bless you.
God bless you too, Tracy.